Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Storytime Society podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. So, this is what's happening today, okay? This is an extra episode because, unfortunately, very unfortunately, my last episode that I posted was so scarily blurry, and I don't know why. Okay, well, I do know why. The settings on the camera were messed up, but I didn't change them. So, I don't know, a ghost went and changed them in the middle of the night. So, I thought that they were the same settings as usual. So, I just did the same thing I do. I didn't think I needed to check the settings because I was the last person to use the camera. So, I was like, whatever, I'm sure it's fine. And, from what I could see of the display, it looked perfectly fine. Matter of fact, it was not fine, and it was really annoying, and I hated it for me and for you. Even though I'm sure not a lot of you actually watch the podcast, it still really bothered me. So here I am with an extra episode. So there's going to be 4 episodes this week. Usually we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, but this week it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, slay. Slay. There was something I was gonna say and I forgot. I literally forgot what I was gonna tell you guys, and I'm so sorry, but I literally had something in my brain where I was like, oh, I need to tell them this, and then I forgot. So sorry. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But anyways, get your drinks out. I have, of course, another latte today in my Stanley Cup. I've been on a roll with my Stanley Cup lattes lately. I just love how it holds the ice so well, and I just feel like it's a good cup for coffee. For water, not so much, because I like to be able to throw my water bottle around and not have it spill, but obviously this is going to spill. And obviously, I don't want to put my coffee in my, Hydro Flask, because that would be weird. It's so good, though. Sorry about that gulp for everyone, because Gulpgate was not nice. What was I going to say? Oh, my God, why do I keep forgetting what I'm going to say? Oh, it's a blonde espresso, which so good. Blonde espresso. Ooh, it's so good. And white chocolate and then stevia. So good. It's literally so good. The blonde espresso changes the flavor so much. And I don't know what it is about it, but it reminds me of childhood when I used to get the Starbucks Frappuccino things in the glass things with 700 grams of sugar. It was actually insane, and I just didn't care back then. But now I would never drink one of those. But do you know what I'm talking about? Those things hit so hard. And that's what this tastes like to me. The blonde espresso makes it taste like that. It's it gives me nostalgia. I have I get nostalgia, and it's almost a condition. It makes me, I always want to feel nostalgia. Does anyone else feel that way? I'm always searching for things to make me feel nostalgic, because that's the emotion that makes me the happiest. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I love nostalgic things. Nostalgia, songs, movies, places, smells, clothing. I don't even know. Just so many things. Whatever makes me nostalgic is what I want to do. I want to live in a house that's nostalgic, so that every day I wake up and I feel nostalgic, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. But I think that's really all I have to say. I really hope this video is in focus. I changed the settings to the good settings. So if they aren't, I'm going to be pissed. Frankers wants to get up on the cat bed. Come on, bud. He's so big. Aw. He's so chunky. He needs to lose weight. I'm just waiting for this food to be gone, and then I'm going to get some low-calorie food for him, because he be chunky. Which is totally fine, but not, because I don't want him to die early. Okay, so the first story that we have, which I literally saved 4 hours ago, and I just thought the title was insane, even though I'm sure it's not really what I think it is, but the title is just crazy, so I'm I have to read this with you guys. It's a pretty long story. Okay, So the title is My Boyfriend Left Me for His Mom. Me, female 22, and my ex, male 24, had been in a 5-month relationship. It was very passionate and we loved each other so much. We were planning a future together. However, his mom is very controlling and he's a mama's boy who does everything she says. He admits his mom is difficult and relies on him for many things, but he doesn't stand up to her. She gets pissed at the smallest things and doesn't listen to other people's opinions. Almost every day I would be at their house, but I have always been respectful and followed their rules. I have tried to do favors for his family as well, like bring them to my neighborhood pool. On that note, she would invite her family over and has even invited her neighbors' kids. Out of respect, I allowed them to come. His mom has even attempted to check into the pool as me. What? My ex has a 6-year-old sister who I'll call Bella and a 16-year-old sister named Brianna. Bella is an extremely misbehaved child who constantly acts out and does not listen. For example, she punches and stomps on her iPad till it completely cracked if she loses a game. My ex and Brianna are aware of her behavior. Even for a 6-year-old, her behavior is extreme. When I'm at their house, they tend to just ignore it. Despite this, I am incredibly close with Bella. His mom frequently leaves us to watch Bella. My ex normally plays video games while I spend the time playing with her. Bella absolutely adores me, and I have always been sweet and patient with her, never being rude or mean. I even buy her gifts and give her things. During a recent trip, his mom went into the hotel to check in. In the car, I am sitting in the middle next to Bella and my ex, while Brianna sits up front. I am on my phone, and I told Bella I was doing my homework. My ex starts joking with her, then she starts yelling and screaming in my ear incredibly loud. Neither my ex or Brianna tell her to tone it down, so without raising my voice, yelling, or being rude, I firmly say, Bella, you are being too loud. Do not scream. After this, she gets sad because I have never said anything before, and she goes inside with Brianna. After that, my ex says, don't yell at my sister, which pisses me off because I didn't yell at her. I start ignoring him and making faces after that because I didn't want to get into a fight. We all go to dinner and Bella is happy again and wants to play with me, seemingly unbothered. After the dinner, my ex and I sit outside again and is like, you don't yell at my sister. That really upsets me because I clearly didn't yell, so I start yelling in his face, saying, this is what yelling is. I was screaming and was like, see, how do you like having your ears screamed in? I think that was out of line, but I was trying to prove a point. We have an argument, but it's not like I can leave, so we just decided to be cordial. After this trip, he takes me home and says he no longer wants to talk to me and I need to rethink everything I did. He calls me a day later and apparently him and Brianna had told his mom I yelled at Bella. Again, not true. He also told his mom about our fight. My ex said later he explained to his mom I didn't yell, but he still says I need to apologize to his mom since his mom is mad because nobody has authority to correct my kid unless they are family. They think I was being disrespectful. My ex agrees, and he says all his friends said I am in the wrong for what I did. They believe even if she is at another kid's house, those parents have no right to correct her if she is acting up. They should just send her home and let them deal with it. They said no matter how bad a kid acts, you have no right to say anything to them if they are not yours. His mom also agrees he should break up with me because of our fight. I think I am not wrong for what I did, so I refuse to apologize. So my ex breaks up with me on the phone call, and he demands that I apologize to his mom if I want to get back together. He says my mom will scream at you and not hold back if you want to get back together. But if you want to get back together, do it. We end the call, and after that, my roommates, which he knows fairly well, call him and have a talk with him because they also believe I did nothing wrong. They also have to check him because he still used the term yell. The next day, he comes begging for me to get back together, but I told him in order to do so, he needs to tell his mom I shouldn't need to apologize and I am not wrong. He refuses and says I need to have a conversation with her, which I refuse to. It ends in an argument. I told him he needs to support me since I'm his partner, and he says he can't because family is first and he lives with them. I told him I am not supporting his mom's delusions and said she was crazy and she needs to be checked. He gets insanely pissed. I may have taken it too far by insulting his mom like that. I believe he told his mom what I said because he tells her everything. At the end, he says we can meet up and exchange our things. I said, let me know when. Then he blocks me. He then has his mom text me that he has my things and wants to come to my house to return them. I ignored her and sent him a text on another number saying that is wrong because I told you I don't want to talk to your mom, but he's ignoring my text. He eventually returns my things and I send his mom this text. Hello, ex's mom. Thank you for offering to help, but my ex has returned my things. I want to clarify that I have no intention of disrespecting you, and I am grateful for everything you and your family have done for me. I am sorry things became so complicated. I hope we can part on good terms, and I wish you and your family all the best. She did not respond. I feel so blindsided by this breakup and am incredibly hurt he would not stick up for me and would leave me because of his mom. These people sound like they're 15 years old. First of all, he's 24. That's only 2 years younger than I am. And at 24, like, I was not really that much different than I am now. Like, I don't think I've matured crazily since, like, 24. I would say I'm pretty much the same, to be honest. But, I mean, 22, there's a little bit of a difference. Like, I was a little bit more mature and immature. But, like, I'm confused. What is happening? First of all, this makes no sense, is really bothering me, because if this little girl's yelling in my ear, of course I'm going to reprimand her. Like, what? Excuse me? I don't care. She's yelling in my ear and no one's doing anything about it. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to, like, that's literally, she's doing something to me. You have every right to say something to someone when they're screaming in your ear, no matter how old they are. Like, obviously you're not going to hit them and be like, shut the F up, but you can, it sounds like what she did was perfectly fine. I would say, please stop screaming in my ear. That's not acceptable. Perfectly good. I mean, obviously this mom does not do anything to teach her kids or reprimand them in any way, because she thinks it's fine to crack her iPad if she loses a game, which is genuinely scary. And saying that parents have no right to reprimand someone else's kids when they're at their house. No. If I had a kid and my kid was having a play date with someone else's kid, but the parents weren't there, you bet your bottom dollar I will be treating that kid as if they are my own. I mean, obviously, like, I don't believe in, like, spanking and things like that, so I'm not going to be, like, spanking your child. But the way that I treat my kid, which is going to be respectfully telling them, like, don't do that, and correcting their behavior, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to treat them equally. Obviously, like, you get what I'm saying. But no, there's no way I'm ignoring a kid misbehaving around me or, like, in my house and not saying anything. Like, I don't think that I'm just gonna call the mom and be like, hey, come get your kid, she's misbehaving. And then what, you're gonna pick her up and not reprimand her for anything and not say anything? Like, I would want that kid to know that she cannot act that way in my house. Whether or not she's gonna act that way at her own house, that's none of my business. That mom, whatever, she can do whatever she wants, but if she wants to be at my house having a play date with my kid, she cannot act like that. You know? Like, you have all the right in the world to do that. I mean, I don't even get where these people are coming from at all. And not only that, but this man, like, telling his mom everything is a little concerning. It's a little bit of a red flag. Like, I'm very close with my mom, and even I don't tell my mom everything. Like, I'm not going to tell my mom. I mean, they live together, so that's obviously different because me and my mom don't live together. But if I did live with my mom, like, I'm not telling her every single fight that me and my boyfriend get in. Like, I'm 26 years old, and he's 24 years old. He's, you know, I mean, maybe if I were, like, 18, even then I wouldn't be telling my mom everything because I wouldn't want her to know. Like, I wouldn't even I don't know. I'm like to keep things to myself. Like, I don't want to be going and complaining about my fights with my relationship to everyone. But she handled that very respectfully. She definitely handled that more maturely than he did. I mean, he's 24 and I guess it's a guy that's 24. So technically he's probably like 19 and in his brain. He has to wait another year for his frontal lobe to fully develop. We'll just read like a couple of the first few comments. Guy sounds like an absolute tool. You dodged a major bullet. Count your blessing that you got away from that loser before you were too invested. He sounds like a nightmare who will always side with his crazy ass mama who royally failed at parenting. You dodged a bullet and hopefully you learn from this lesson. I concur. You're too good for him. Even Bella was fine later, the others and their mother took it too far. You'll find love again and take this experience as a lesson. Yeah, you definitely don't want to deal with that. That's like, sounds like a nightmare situation to be in a relationship with a guy like that. Would literally, yeah. I hope the sun doesn't start shining super, because I didn't pull the blind down today, so I could have like a good amount of light, and it's overcast, but now of course the sun is like starting to peek through. Okay, there was another story that I wanted to read. Oh, I know. This one. No. Stop. It says, oops, something went wrong. Okay, good. It's still here. I thought it was going to be removed and I was going to be pissed. Okay. The title is, Am I the asshole for not getting back with my husband after he accused me of cheating for After he accused me of cheating for getting pregnant after he had a vasectomy? The situation is very strange. Everyone keeps insisting that I should go back to my husband and stop the divorce process, but I feel hurt and very betrayed. To give context, I, 26 female, married Charles, 27 male, 1 year ago, and our honeymoon, I found out I was pregnant. I was shocked because about a month before we got married, Charles had a vasectomy and I hadn't been unfaithful to him, and when I told him, everything was a disaster. He immediately told his family and also my family, and everyone took Charles aside no matter how much I cried and begged. I humiliated myself so much. I even begged on the floor so that he would believe me, but Charles wouldn't listen to me. Only my brother-in-law, John, 30 male, Charles' brother, supported me. We were cordial, but I never considered us to be close. John was my only support when I was pregnant because my family completely excluded me. We shared friends, so I was also rejected. Charles kicked me out of our house. My family wanted nothing to do with me for bringing shame to the family, and none of our friends took my side. I lived with John until my baby was born, and he suggested a DNA test with him. And when the results came back, the genetic match indicated that he was a close relative, possibly an uncle. When Charles heard this, he immediately came to see me and had a DNA test done. And sure enough, my baby was his. Now everyone is apologizing to me and asking me not to go through with the divorce, that it was understandable that my husband thought I cheated on him because the chance of the vasectomy failing is very small, that I shouldn't destroy our long-standing relationship over a mistake, but I can't get over the fact that he left me alone at such a vulnerable time. I don't trust Charles, and I don't think I'll ever forgive him, especially since in the time we were apart, he got a girlfriend, and they were together until the results of the paternity test came out. I'm also not willing to go to marriage counseling because I have to focus on my job after my maternity leave, and I just want to take care of my baby. And honestly, I don't think there's a marriage to save. So am I the asshole for not wanting to get back with my husband? And yes, before anyone says it, I was an idiot for not taking a DNA test while pregnant, but I was very depressed and those moments were very confusing. I think the fact that I am alive and with my healthy baby is thanks to John, because he never stopped supporting me. I also want to clarify that the biggest problem here was not that he doubted my fidelity, but that he treated me like garbage and was not willing to listen to me. I hope this makes sense. English is not my first language. And then there's another addition. Wow, there are a lot of messages and I'm a bit overwhelmed. I want to leave more information, although I will continue to respond to comments. I live in an underdeveloped and very religious country. That is no excuse at all. And really, the education is not bad, but there are still certain sectors, like where I live, where there is still a lot of ignorance and these topics are taboo. Charles spoke to me on our wedding night about the vasectomy. I admit that I believed him because I had no sexual experience. We had not had sex for religious reasons. His family is a bit more conservative than mine, but we still belong to the same community. And for religious reasons, he did not want to use any other contraceptive method besides vasectomy and abstinence. I'm confused by that. We had not had sex. I'm confused. We had not had sex for religious reasons, and for religious reasons, he did not. Wait, I'm confused though. How did you get pregnant if you didn't have sex? I don't understand what that's saying. I admit that I was very ignorant and stupid to simply believe him and not take the trouble to inform myself about it, and it's no excuse. I just want to give you context, but these topics are very taboo. We have very little sex education. I love how she put a period between that. We have very little sex education, and we are used to feeling embarrassed when talking about these issues. The first time I went to the gynecologist was when I was 18 years old and when I had my first period. I thought I was going to die. My life has changed because of this, but I am still fighting to break the stigmas I had. That is why I did not dare to upload it to my personal account. John is gay, and although I was not excluded, John believes that he was not excluded because he does not have attitudes that his family considers shameful, and all of his boyfriends. The family simply called them friends of John. I really do not understand Charles's actions. I do not know if he simply did not listen to his doctors. I do not know if he had checkups, but I think he simply assumed that having a vasectomy made it impossible for him to have children. I can see the hypocrisy in all of this, but it really is. I guess for years I was very blinded and I just denied the hypocrisy of it all. Living with John was cathartic. I only give them the information I know. I also don't understand the actions of the others involved, especially Charles. Oh, puppy's meowing so sad right now. It's okay, puppy girl. I'll be done in a little bit. It's okay. I didn't realize that she was locked in the room. I just put Willa in there because she was messing with the cords, but I didn't realize Poppy was in there too, and she's not happy about it. Okay. The top comment says, did he not consult a doctor? Vasectomies take at least 3 months to work, and the tubes can reconnect to, so it's certainly not a foolproof method of birth control. He has treated you horribly and failed to think clearly. No way did this doctor clear his semen that soon after a vasectomy. I'm wondering how he did not know this. Seems like something they say as a part of the prep work process before, right? Excuse me. Also, I'm thinking OP married the wrong brother. Plus, if she does not go through with this divorce in the future, even just a side eye from a taco stand dude might have him accusing her of cheating again. I mean, if he was so convinced, why did he not demand a paternity test? I just had the consult in May and have one scheduled for November. I was told 3 to 6 months. Multiple tests will follow until I'm for sure shooting blanks. The chance of not taking is slim nowadays, but not unheard of. They go the extra mile to ensure it doesn't reconnect. This is what I was told anyway, but they said they won't give the clear until until they test it and no active swimmers are present. I didn't know that about a vasectomy. I had no clue. I know that obviously they snip something and then you can't, the sperm isn't fertile. I don't know the terms, but my brother got one, and because he doesn't want to have kids. But now I'm wondering, I'm sure because I'm sure he went to a doctor and they told him all of this. But that's just so interesting. Imagine this happened. His wife got pregnant and then he was like, wait, I had a vasectomy. That would be insane. I don't know what I would do. I would probably be like, oh my God, she cheated on you, because I didn't know any of this about a vasectomy either. I feel like a lot of people don't, or maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of people don't know that about a vasectomy, that it takes a while and then your tubes can also reconnect. Because when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, if my brother's wife all of a sudden became pregnant, I would be like, oh, a scandal, you know? I would be like, oh my God, she cheated. The drama. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, the way he was so quick to be like, you cheated, goodbye, I'm telling my family, everyone's turning against you, you're gonna go through this pregnancy alone, is definitely, like, I wouldn't be able to forgive him after that. But, like, for me, it's like, no, because he's the man that went and got the vasectomy, so he should know all this information, right? Like, he should definitely know that it's not, like, 100% until they test it and stuff. I swear if you bite this, oh my God, not him making a guest appearance. Frank, get down. That was funny. Okay, anyways. I don't know what I was saying, but I would get why he would be like shocked and be like, oh, fuck. But then again, he should probably know that about the procedure that he got done. I'm sure the doctor informed him. And if they didn't, then that is like scary and they should probably fire that doctor. Okay, let's read this one. None of these really have like updates and stuff, but they were posted like very recently, so. Okay, the title is, will I be the asshole if I told my friend his online bully is his girlfriend? I, 30 female, know a couple. Let's call them Blair, 28 female, and Ben, 30 male. I've known them both separately before they met and started dating. They were in love pretty fast and became a couple. We always thought that they were perfect for each other, both attractive, fun, energetic people who were crazy about each other, and also great friends to the rest of us. Important note, we are all from different countries living as expats in a country. So after a while, Ben had some family problems back home, which required him to fly back to be with his family. But this would be temporary. Blair has always been great, supportive, and understanding towards Ben. He would always go around saying how happy he was and how proud he was of his relationship. I met Blair recently for a little girls' outing. It's been about 5 to 6 months since Ben left. After a few drinks, she told me that she had made a fake Instagram account to test her boyfriend. I thought it was weird, but I didn't say much. She said he didn't reply and blocked the fake account, which should have been the end of her test in my opinion. But she continued to tell me that she used another fake account to add him and call him names like ugly, good for nothing, etc., etc. Pretty bad stuff. I was flabbergasted and could not believe what the F was happening. I asked her why on earth she'd do such a thing. Her explanation was that she is the best girlfriend he can have, and she just wanted to remind him how great she is so he can appreciate her more. She wanted to show him how horrible the dating pool is and how he should hold on to her tight. I told her this was insane and she needs to be stopped. But she continued to tell me no, and this is nothing harmful. Ben had told me about a fake account messaging him, but I didn't know it was her. Ben assumed it was an ex who was proven to be stalking weirdo. But now I know that it's her. But now I know that it's not her. It's actually his loving girlfriend. I told Blair she needs to stop, and I would love to help her work on the issues that make her act like this. I tried to help explain how this will eventually ruin her relationship and Ben's confidence as well. But she is not listening, so I told her if she didn't stop, I would go ahead and tell Ben everything. I have screenshots of us discussing this matter over text, how she's not willing to stop. Would I be the asshole if I told Ben everything? My boyfriend says Ben needs to know, and I totally agree because nobody deserves to be treated this way. But some of my friends back home told me not to tell him, but instead convince her to come clean, which I've been trying to no avail. So, will I be the asshole? And then there's an edit and it says, this has been a shocking event for me. We all thought that she was a great person all of this time. Never even crossed our minds that she'd even think such things, let alone act on them. It hasn't been very long since I found out about this, about a week or less. I waited this long to give her the chance to come clean on her own and figure out a way to break it to Ben gently. If the roles were reversed, I'd still give a man the chance. I'd still give a man the same chance, which isn't really the point of posting, but I appreciate the comments and I wanted to clarify my position on this. Thanks to your encouragement, I feel much more confident in telling him everything and possibly facing her later. My boyfriend and I messaged Ben and arranged a video call, so we will tell him everything soon with the evidence. I will post an update. Thank you all so much. And that was posted 10 hours ago, so I'm assuming there's definitely no update, but we'll read some of the comments. If she's doing weird shit like that, I think it's only a sign of what's to come. You have to tell Ben so he knows the BS that could happen in the future. You're definitely not the asshole. Ben deserves to know the truth about Blair's behavior. This is crazy shit. He needs to know for sure, not the asshole. The poor man already has one stalker ex. How horrendous a human do you have to be to then pour salt on that wound? Not the asshole. Ben deserves to know that he's dating a nasty, manipulative psycho B. At least then he'll be able to leave and find a normal girl who doesn't try and destroy her boyfriend's self-confidence just to keep him tied to her. Absolutely. Negging is horrible enough, but this is even more extreme. I don't know what negging is, but nasty, vile behavior. Ben may also need to evaluate his type because seriously, now we have 2 weirdo exes that go to stalker mode. This man is not making good love choices and may need to have that gently highlighted to him as well. What are you ripping up? Frank. No, stop. That's crazy. Sorry, I just got distracted by him like ripping something because he's crazy and bored. But that's actually insane, and I would 100% be telling my friend that. Like, obviously, I would be like, you need to tell him, but I'm pretty sure that if she's doing that and she thinks that it's an okay thing to do, she's probably not going to tell him because she doesn't think anything is wrong with it, because who in their right mind would do that? I totally understand the faking an Instagram account to try to, like, catch him, because, I mean, whatever. We've all done some things, right? Like, we've all done some things to try to catch our mans doing something. But to take it as far as to be, like, a hater to them, like, and tell them terrible things about themselves, that's actually insane. Like, what? Why would you do that to someone that you love? That's showing very weird behavior, and something is severely wrong with you, and that's kind of scary to me, but so each their own, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't understand. What's wrong? Like, what's wrong in their relationship? Also, it doesn't make sense to say that she wants to show that him how bad the dating pool is, because what does that mean? How does messaging him from a fake account saying that he's ugly and no good for nothing prove to him that the dating pool is terrible? Like, what do you mean? He's not trying to date this random fake account on Instagram. I don't understand how that proves anything other than you're crazy and you need to get a grip, honestly. Because, like, I feel like if I was talking to her, I'd be like, okay, just let's think about this way. Your boyfriend, Ben, is messaging you on a fake account saying that you're ugly and you should die and you're not good for anything and you're a waste of space, or you're this and this and this. What would you do? Like, because let me hear Blair say that she would want to keep Ben around if he did this to her. Let me hear her say that, because I'm pretty sure she'd be like, Ben, why would you do that? I don't think she would be happy with that. So why would she think that why would she think that that's fine? And the way that she reacts so casually, like, oh, it's fine. It's not hurting. What? Not hurting who? You? Because I'm pretty sure saying rude things to someone is hurting them. Pretty sure that's like bully 101. So that's just, I don't know. But that's really upsetting. And I hope the update, I'm sure Ben is going to break up with her, right? Like, I'm sure if I found out that my boyfriend was doing that, that would be crazy. Because then I'd be like, I don't even know who he is at that point. Okay. Next story. Let's read this one. Am I the asshole for telling my parents they need to learn to live without me? My parents have a lot of kids. They always wanted a big family and were not prepared for how hard that would be. I'm 17 male, the oldest of 10, and my parents have relied on me for so long that I don't remember a time where I wasn't treated like a third adult in the house. My siblings range from 15 down to 4. My parents are still technically able to have more kids too because neither are 40 yet, and it scares me, I won't lie. We already struggle so much with 10 of us, and I know it would be worse if they added more, especially when I'm so close to moving out. In our house, we have a boys' room, a girls' room, and our parents' bedroom. We basically all sleep on these tiny ass bunk beds in order to fit everyone. Nobody gets brand new clothes. It's all thrift store for me and the oldest of my sisters, and our younger brothers and sisters get our hand-me-downs. It was expected that I would step up by the time I was 5. I had to make mine and my siblings' beds, had to tidy up after younger siblings, had to stop my younger siblings from climbing onto things, and I was also expected to clean the floors. Over time, more chores were added to my list: helping to cook, babysitting, even though I was too young really, helping with homework, holding siblings' hand when we went to the grocery store so they wouldn't run off, cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning both boys' and girls' bedrooms, tidying up if we were having guests, especially if anyone had friends over. My siblings weren't really given chores, and I was basically doing just as much as my parents around the house. My siblings rely on me for too much. From driving them places to picking them up from places to giving them permission for stuff, my parents let me give permission where I know they would. They expect me to buy them stuff. They come to me more than our parents and sometimes come to me after our parents if they don't like what our parents said. They get pissy whenever I try to get them to help out, and our parents won't back me up, so they have never done any kind of chore or helped out at all. They get so mad when I ask. They say I'm not mom and dad, and then they also won't go to mom and dad for this shit most of the time. My parents started freaking out because I'll be 18 in October and they know I plan to move out. I also work part-time, and that gets relied on to help financially, and between that and all I do around the house, it finally dawned on my parents that I won't be around in a few months. They started word vomiting all of this on me, and I told them that they need to learn to live without me because it's not my job to be the third adult in the house anymore. They told me I'll still be a part of the family and I can't just abandon them. I said I will not support the household after I turn 18 because it won't be my job. Am I the asshole? Ah! That's actually insane. And I know. I actually had a conversation with someone close to me, I'm not going to say who, but a while ago, about this because their parents used to make them watch their sibling who was dealing with mental disorder at the time that he had not been medicated for or diagnosed with yet. I think they were working on it at the time, and so it was like a transition period, and he was going through stuff. And for some reason, it was on my close friend to watch his sibling. Like, he was probably 20 years old and his parents would make him stay home. Like, he couldn't do a lot of things because they would make him stay home to watch his sibling. They'd be like, oh no, you can't do that today because you have to watch blah, blah, blah. Which, like, it's just, to me, that is very much parentification to me. And that's so unhealthy to me, to make your kid be responsible for your other kid. Like, in any sense of the matter, I think that is very unhealthy. To rely on your kid to help to raise another one of your kids in any way is very unhealthy, and it does not create good boundaries for, or a good relationship for that matter, within the sibling relationship. Like, no sibling wants to be thinking, like, no sibling wants to look at their other sibling as if they're like a parent, and then they start like resenting them because they're telling them what to do and all this, because that's the responsibility that they've been given. And I just think that's so unhealthy. And although, like, I'm sure in some instances it's hard, because like for me, when I was little, my sister was 12 years older than me, so my sister was left to take care of us a lot when my parents were busy working out of town, like other things like that, which I do think is unhealthy. Even though she is so much older, like I was like 3 and she was like 15, I don't think that's healthy. Like, I think that and obviously I'm not a parent, so like who am I to judge? It's just, I know that like there can be such bad effects on the child that is being treated like the parent. And I think that over time we've realized this. Like, I definitely think back then when I was little and stuff, it was a lot more normal for like the older sibling to be looking over the younger siblings a lot. And like here and there, okay, if you want to, like, will you babysit once in a while? But like when it gets to the point where it's like you're being stripped of your own childhood to take care of children that you didn't decide to have. Like, you didn't make that decision to have those kids. And yeah, but I was telling my friend that kind of went through that, which it wasn't on like obviously that extreme of a level. And I know maybe some people are like, well, he was going through stuff, so like he should be there for his sibling. But like when it comes to wanting to enjoy your own like childhood and wanting to be, you're also growing up. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like you're both growing up, and I don't want to have to feel like I'm responsible to take care of my sibling. Like, I can be there for them in the ways that siblings can be there for siblings, like I don't need to be relied on to make sure that he doesn't do this and this and this, and like basically be treated like I'm the parent and this is my child. Like, that just creates such a bad dynamic between siblings. And not only that, but it definitely, like, the parentification of it all is just very unhealthy. And I just know that this happens a lot with like families that like, for example, I'm pretty sure a lot of people say this with like the LeBrant family, because I forget her name, Everly, I think it is. She definitely, I feel like they I don't know, what's the verb? Parentify? I don't know if that's probably not the verb, but let's just say it is. I feel like Savannah and whatever his name is, definitely parentify Everly a lot, because they have so many kids, and she's like so mature for her age, and she's expected to look after her kids, or her, not her kids, her siblings. And her parents are just going to keep popping them out and popping them out and popping them out, because they know that they have this extra help. Like, and it's just sad to me, because they're children too. Even if they are like teenagers, they're still growing up. Like, they deserve to have their own childhood, even if they deserve to have their own childhood. Like, you're still a child when you're 17, when you're 18, when you're 19. Like, you're still very young. You're still growing up. And you deserve to grow up and not feel like you have this burden and this responsibility that you didn't choose to have. But obviously no one's perfect. Okay. Oh, I want to read this one, because this one actually is talking about parentification. Not the asshole. Older sibling parentification is a massive issue, especially in larger families, and I'm sorry to hear you've been through that process. I hope you manage to get out of that environment soon, As a word of warning and hope, once you move away and no longer have to look after all of those siblings, you will go through a process of self-discovery. For the first time, you will be able to really discover who you are as a person, develop your wishes and personality further. It's kind of scary to go through, but it's also incredibly fun and exciting, and those latter feelings soon outweigh the former. It really does become a whole new chapter in your life, so don't get weighed down comparing yourself to the single child kids who never had so much care, responsibilities, and had a head start on that process. Keep to your own beat, enjoy, and explore. Just stay safe in the process. That is greatly worded. After an abusive childhood and an abusive marriage, I have stayed single, discovering that I love sewing, knitting, spinning, yarn, and teaching elementary math. I had a great career and was able to make a difference in a few lives. It surprised me to find out how the ex gaslight and my perceptions were valid, my feelings were valid, and he was just abusive and mean. Graduate, go to college, become the best you. These are the comments, by the way. Did I say that? Love to see someone find themselves and thrive. Good for you. I hope you are as proud of yourself as I am of you. Same, moving out isn't abandoning them. It's called leaving the nest. It is what birds and children are expected to do. Spread your wings and fly. In OP's case, it's called leaving an abusive situation. OP needs to find a way out now. I can about guarantee Mom will end up knocked up again and give OP a sob story about how he couldn't possibly leave now. He needs out ASAP. Moving out, stopping paying rent, etc. is 100%. Yeah, what? Paying rent when you're 17? You should not be having to pay rent when you're 17 years old. Like, that's so messed up. Just to have these responsibilities as young as, like, as being so young when you're 17, it's one thing to make your kid, like, get a job and be like, you have to get a job, learn responsibilities. But it's another thing to make them have responsibilities that they shouldn't have being that young. And then, like, you're just taking so much away from them, because who wants to be a parent when they're not a parent? Like, they didn't choose this life. It's totally different than being, like, even young parents. It's like, it can be hard for young parents, obviously, like a 16-year-old getting pregnant and having to raise a family. Like, that can be hard as it is, and they decided after they found out if they wanted to keep the child, and they decide to go through with it, and they get time to process it. But he is literally 5 years old and he has to become a parent, and then he's living his whole entire life for these kids that he didn't even decide to birth. He should be able to enjoy his life, and that is so sad. Like, I hate that. And I never had to experience that because I was the youngest child. Like, even when my dad got remarried, my stepsisters are both older than me. I'm the baby of the family, so I never had to experience any of that. And I feel like being the youngest child honestly saved me from a lot of trauma, if I'm being totally honest. Because I definitely think that my older siblings went through a lot more than I did. And that makes me sad. Because I think I've already talked about this, but just the way that, like, parents learn throughout their lives, obviously. And then as having kids, like, the first one, you're learning so much that you can never do it 100% right. I mean, you can never do parenting and raising a child 100% right. Like, we're human, we're obviously going to make mistakes, but then you learn with the second child and it gets better. And then, like, okay, third time's a charm. It's so much better, you know? And, like, I didn't experience as much as my older siblings had to experience, but good thing that we're all doing really well now, and I'm very happy and grateful for that. And everyone just does the best. I mean, not everyone. Some people are actually just bad people, but I know that my parents did the best that they could with what they had. And as long as that is true, then I'm proud of you. You know, as long as you're doing the best that you can with what you have, that's all that really matters. And I'm sure I just think that, like, in this case, these parents are putting too much responsibility on this kid, and they need to take a little bit more responsibility. They need to take a lot of bit more responsibility, and also be making their other kids be doing chores too. Like, they should all have the same responsibilities of doing chores, and this kid definitely should not be paying rent for. That's crazy. I don't even remember reading that, but I read it in the comments. But I hope that when he turns 18, he can move out. And I mean, he obviously is already prepared. So that's one thing that I guess is good that this taught him, because now he is working and ready to move out as soon as he turns 18. It just sucks to have to move out when you turn 18. Like, it would be nice to have like to feel like you can live with your parents for a little bit longer than like right when you turn 18, like having to move out. I only moved out because I went to college, and obviously, like, I went and lived in the dorms, but I would come back during summer and, like, live with my grandparents and stuff. So, and to have that option is a blessing for sure, and I'm very grateful for that. So, I just feel bad for, like, kids that have to be put in those types of situations. And then also, I mean, I don't know, these parents better not be having another kid, because they need to rethink their decision, because they're just going to pass this on to the 15-year-old, and they're going to have another kid, and then they're going to be like, okay, it's your turn to be the third parent. And then as soon as that kid moves out, okay, now it's the next oldest kid's turn to be a parent. Like, they just need to get a grip. Okay. Well, it did get really sunny, but it honestly is kind of nice. It's like bright and airy in here. I'm gonna go. I need to clean my house a little, my apartment, because it's just a little bit zardy, and I gotta let my cats out of the room because they was so sad. They was crying, and that's about it. I think that's really it. I have nothing to do for the rest of the night, really, besides maybe clip some of this episode and live my life, sit on the couch, watch some reality TV, even though Love Island isn't on tonight, which is honestly so sad. It's making me depressed. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. If you want to become a part of the Reddit is linked below. It's our little Storytime Society subreddit, and a lot of things get posted there. And you should post things or cross-post things or whatever you want to do. I would love that. And then I think that's it, other than, like, subscribe, like, comment, always comment, because I want to talk to you. And share it with a friend or with family, because that would be so nice of you. And I hope you have the best day ever, or I hope you had the best day ever. Love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this extra episode this week, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye. Mwah.